Have you ever found yourself anxiously checking your phone, hoping for a message that never arrives? As Marcus Aurelius once said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." Welcome back to Wind Stoic. Today we're diving into the unsettling experience of being ignored or ghosted, a situation that can leave even the most confident among us questioning their worth. But here's the truth. Being ghosted is not a reflection of your value. Instead, it's an opportunity to strengthen your inner resilience. In this video, we'll explore how Stoic principles can help you detach from negative emotions, regain self-respect, and come out stronger than before. If you've ever felt this way, share your story in the comments below, and let's support each other through this journey. If you're ready to transform confusion into resilience, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more powerful insights. Together, let's master the art of rising above challenges and ensuring we don't let this happen again. Number 1. You don't need their validation. When someone ignores you, it can feel like a direct challenge to your sense of self-worth. Your mind races, wondering what went wrong and why the connection you thought was solid suddenly vanished. Yet, many people overlook the powerful lesson rooted in Stoic wisdom. Your worth isn't defined by someone else's approval, but by the inner peace and understanding you cultivate for yourself. It's natural to crave closure, especially when someone's sudden silence leaves you feeling unsettled. But chasing this approval is like running on a treadmill. You'll exert yourself without getting any closer to genuine peace. Every time you elevate someone else's opinion above your own, you give away your power, making them the gatekeepers of your confidence. Epictetus reminds us, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. If you let someone's indifference shape your self-worth, you're allowing their actions to control your reactions. Consider this. Why should someone's silence have such a grip on your sense of self? Does their opinion define who you are? Imagine you meet someone, and while things start off well, your interest fades over time. Does that mean the other person has less value or is unworthy? Of course not. It simply means you weren't the right fit. This same principle applies to you. If someone lost interest, it doesn't mean your worth has decreased. It simply means they didn't recognize what you bring to the table, which is their loss, not yours. The lesson here is clear and aligns with core Stoic values. Value yourself first. Your worth isn't contingent upon someone else's recognition. Now it's time to focus inward. Ask yourself, are you proud of the person you're becoming? Are you pursuing your goals with discipline and integrity? Marcus Aurelius taught, the happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts. Your self-worth should come from your own assessment of your journey, not from someone else's fleeting attention. Imagine this scenario. You've committed to a fitness routine and you're seeing real progress, losing weight, gaining strength, breaking limits. Then, a friend casually remarks, "You're still not as fit as you used to be." Would you let that comment erase all the hard work you've put in? Of course not. You know the effort it took, and you stand by your progress. The same applies to your emotional growth. Just because someone doesn't see your value, doesn't mean it isn't there. Seeking validation is a trap, especially in a world that constantly rewards approval-seeking behavior. We chase likes on social media, compliments from friends, and attention from romantic interests. But relying on these things makes self-esteem fragile. One moment, you're on top of the world. The next, you're questioning everything because someone didn't respond. Stoicism emphasizes building an unshakable inner core, one that remains steady no matter the ups and downs of others' opinions. When you choose to stop seeking validation from others, you're embracing a Stoic principle that empowers you to shape your own path. When someone ignores you, Remember, you're anchoring yourself in your own strength, not drifting along with the unpredictable tides of others' approval. Each time you find yourself checking your phone, hoping for a sign they still care, remind yourself of this simple truth. I don't need their validation. This isn't about ignoring your feelings or pretending to be unaffected. It's about recognizing that your value comes from within. You already possess everything you need: confidence, resilience, and a sense of purpose. You don't need anyone else to confirm your worth. Embracing this mindset brings a new sense of freedom. Suddenly, their silence loses its power, and you become the one in control. If this resonates with you, share your thoughts in the comments and type, "I choose to stand firm," if you're committed to embracing your worth. Remember, in the journey of mastering Stoic life lessons, the key lies in knowing that you are enough, just as you are. Number 2, protect your peace of mind. When someone disappears from your life without explanation, it can feel like a gut punch, a void filled with confusion and a flood of emotions. You might crave closure, thinking that understanding why they left will somehow ease the sting, but the truth is, chasing those answers often leads to more frustration than relief. It's easy to get caught up in a cycle of replaying every conversation, second-guessing every decision, and sifting through memories for clues that may never add up. Sometimes, the peace you seek doesn't come from knowing why they left. Instead, it comes from accepting that they did and moving forward without needing an explanation. Stoic wisdom teaches that true strength lies not in controlling others, but in controlling ourselves, and this is the perfect time to put that into practice. By clinging to the need for closure, you allow the person who left to hold space in your mind, even though they've moved on. But what if you chose to reclaim that space for yourself? What if you decided that your well-being, growth, and happiness were more important than getting an answer that might not even satisfy you? The goal of Stoicism is not to avoid life's challenges, but to face them with a calm mind and an open heart. It's about knowing when to hold on and when to let go. And sometimes, letting go is the ultimate form of self-respect. Think about how many people lose sleep over the ghosting phenomenon, scrolling through old messages, wondering where things went wrong. It's like trying to read a book that suddenly has a missing chapter. No matter how hard you try to make sense of it, the story doesn't align anymore. Instead of exhausting yourself in a fruitless search for closure, consider turning the page. Take back the energy you've spent on someone who no longer values your presence and invest it in the one person who will always be there for you, yourself. Here's a story you might relate to. A friend of mine, Jake, had a strong connection with someone he met online. They texted daily, shared secrets, and made plans for the future. Then one day she stopped responding. No explanation, no goodbye, just silence. Jake spent weeks replaying their conversations, trying to figure out where he went wrong. He lost focus at work, had trouble sleeping, and even avoided social events, hoping she'd reach out again. But she never did. Eventually, Jake decided he was done being stuck in a loop of unanswered questions. He took up new hobbies, focused on his career, and reconnected with old friends. It wasn't easy at first, but over time he realized that by letting go, he had made room for new experiences and genuine connections. Jake now says he learned one of life's most valuable lessons. Protecting his peace of mind meant more than finding closure. The next time someone leaves you without explanation, ask yourself, do you really need their reasons to move forward? Or are you strong enough to create your own peace? By choosing to step away from the chaos of unanswered questions, you're embracing a freedom grounded in Stoic principles. Letting go doesn't mean you're giving up. It means you're valuing yourself over unnecessary drama. It means you're taking control of your mental space and deciding that your inner peace matters more than any words they could offer. So, how will you respond when faced with someone who disappears without explanation? Will you chase after them, or will you protect your peace and focus on what you can control, yourself? Reflect on a time you faced a similar situation. How did you handle it, and what would you do differently now? Drop your thoughts in the comments or simply type, "I choose to protect my peace of mind." Let this be your declaration, a step toward reclaiming your calm and inspiring others to do the same. When someone ignores you, remember that your peace is priceless. Don't trade it for an explanation that might never come. Number 3. Keep your cool when she ghosts you. It's easy to let emotions get the best of you. You might feel the urge to lash out, demand answers, or send a series of messages asking why she disappeared. But take a step back and ask yourself, what will this really achieve? Venting your frustration might offer a fleeting sense of satisfaction, but it won't bring you the peace you're truly seeking. Instead, it often leaves you feeling even more powerless, especially when your messages go unanswered. Remember, when you allow your emotions to dictate your actions, you're handing over your power. Think about it. Do you really want to give away that power to someone who couldn't even give you the simple respect of a goodbye? This is where adopting a Stoic mindset becomes crucial. A Stoic approach reminds us that while we cannot control the actions of others, we can always control our response. As the philosopher Epictetus once said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." Being ghosted is one of those external events beyond your control, but your reaction is entirely up to you. Instead of reacting impulsively, choose to remain calm. This doesn't mean pretending that being ghosted doesn't bother you. It's about recognizing that your peace of mind holds more value than seeking closure from someone who didn't value it in the first place. In these moments, channel the mindset of high-value men, calm, composed, and in control of their emotions. This is what sets you apart and reinforces the principles of Stoic wisdom. Imagine this. You're at the gym, lifting weights. Suddenly the burn kicks in and the weight feels unbearable. You have two choices. You can drop the weights in frustration, or you can take a deep breath, focus on your form, and push through the discomfort. In that moment, it's not just about building muscle, it's about building mental resilience. Ghosting is similar. It's a challenge to your emotional strength. Choosing to stay composed is like keeping your grip on the bar even when it gets tough. When you let go of the need for an immediate reaction, you embrace Stoic strength. Maintain your inner strength and preserve your dignity. Now consider how your reaction shapes the way others perceive you. Responding with anger, desperation, or a flood of unanswered messages only diminishes your value. A man who can maintain his composure when faced with uncertainty is seen as grounded, confident, and self-assured. It's this kind of energy that draws people in, including those who respect strength and emotional maturity. As Marcus Aurelius put it, "The best revenge is to be unlike him who performed the injury." By staying calm and redirecting your focus inward, you embody the essence of a high-value man. Instead of obsessing over why she ghosted you, see it as an opportunity to focus on your own growth. Use that energy to explore new interests, challenge yourself at the gym, or reconnect with friends you haven't seen in a while. Dive into a book that helps sharpen your mind, or take up a hobby that brings you joy. Remember, every setback is a chance for a comeback. By turning your focus inward, you're not just moving on, you're leveling up. When you embody the Stoic mindset, you become someone who doesn't waste time on what's out of his control, but invests in what he can, improving himself. Stoicism teaches that life is full of unexpected events, like being ghosted, but it also gives us the tools to handle them with grace. The next time someone ghosts you, ask yourself, Will I let this break my confidence, or will I use it as a stepping stone to become stronger? Can I see this as just another lesson in my journey, one that I can learn from rather than be defeated by? By choosing the path of calm, you affirm your worth and show that you won't chase after people who don't see it. The right person, one who values honesty and communication, will be drawn to your unshakable sense of self. If this message resonates with you, don't forget to like this video and share it with others who might need a reminder of the strength that comes from holding on to their dignity. Let's keep this conversation going and dive deeper into what it truly means to live by the principles of Stoicism. Number 4, focus on yourself, not the woman. When she ghosts you, it's easy to get stuck in an endless loop of wondering why. But instead of pouring all your energy into overanalyzing her actions, shift your focus back where it belongs, to yourself. This moment, painful and frustrating as it may be, is actually an invitation to redefine your priorities and become stronger than ever before. As the ancient Stoic philosopher Marcus Aurelius once said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." It's time to channel that power inward. Ask yourself, when was the last time you truly focused on becoming the best version of yourself? Have you been living with intention, or just letting life happen to you? Chances are there are parts of your life that you've set aside while focusing on others. Maybe your career has plateaued, your physical health isn't where it could be, or you've neglected hobbies that once brought you joy. Ghosting can become a trigger for introspection and a wake-up call to focus on these areas again. It's not about drowning in what could have been. It's about recognizing what can be and how you can take the reins of your life back into your own hands. Think of it as a time to rebuild and refocus. The energy you used to spend on someone else can now be channeled into your self-growth. How about trying something new? Go for that long-neglected run, pick up a book that challenges your mind, or dive into a passion project that excites you. When you pour your effort into these things, you'll realize that self-investment is the most powerful tool in your arsenal. This isn't just about feeling better, it's about becoming better. By focusing on your own growth, you not only heal faster, but you also start to see yourself in a new light, one that isn't defined by another person's presence or absence. This is the essence of Stoic life lessons, building resilience and thriving in the face of life's unpredictability. Every time someone exits your life without explanation, let it be a reminder. Your worth is not defined by their approval. It's tempting to seek closure or chase after what you've lost. But true Stoicism teaches us to let go of what we cannot control and turn inward for strength. Think of this experience as just one of life's tests, one that's preparing you for a better version of yourself. The next time you catch yourself fixating on the past, remind yourself that the present is where your power lies. As Epictetus said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." When you pour energy into your own journey, you become a magnet for the right people. Those who truly value you will be drawn to the strength and self-assurance you cultivate, and those who ghosted you, they become a mere footnote in the story of your rise. So embrace the challenge and focus on building the life you want, not lamenting the one that didn't work out. The path to being a high-value man is not in chasing after someone who left, but in becoming someone who no longer needs to chase at all. Take this time to reflect. What does it mean for you to prioritize yourself over the opinions and actions of others? How can you turn this setback into a springboard for self-improvement? Write it down, share it with others, and commit to it. Let your mantra be, "I am choosing to focus on my growth." This is your journey, a journey that leads to a version of yourself that no one can take away. And as you walk this path, you'll find that the peace and strength you gain will far outweigh any temporary pain. Remember, in the world of Stoic life lessons, the only thing you truly control is yourself. And that's more than enough to thrive. Number 5. Respond like a man of value. When a woman ghosts you, how you react can define your entire sense of self-worth. Many guys panic in this situation. They send a barrage of messages, desperately seeking answers, pleading for a response, or even trying to make her feel guilty for disappearing. It's a reaction born out of confusion and hurt, but it's also a reaction that undermines your value. Think about this. What does that kind of behavior say to her? It sends a message that you're needy, that her approval is more important than your own peace of mind. This not only makes you seem less desirable in her eyes, but also signals that you lack respect for the most important person in your life, you. Here's the truth, and it's a cornerstone of Stoic happiness and modern Stoicism. A man of value never chases after someone who disregards him. When a woman ghosts you, don't let it become a blow to your ego or self-worth. Instead, see it as a reminder of your true worth, a chance to prove that you don't need to beg for anyone's time or attention. Resist the urge to react with a flood of messages. Instead, embrace the power of silence. Silence, in this context, is far from weakness. It's a statement of inner strength. When you don't engage in the drama or let her actions dictate how you feel about yourself, you're proving that your self-worth is independent of someone else's validation. Silence says that you know your own value and that you're willing to walk away from any situation that doesn't align with your respect for yourself. It's like being the captain of a ship, holding steady during a storm, knowing that the waters will eventually calm. That kind of unwavering self-assurance, that quiet strength, is far more compelling than 1,000 words. Consider a story from modern life. A friend of mine was ghosted by a woman he was deeply interested in. He could have sent countless messages asking where things went wrong, but instead, he chose to stay silent. He focused on his own growth, poured his energy into his passions, and moved forward without looking back. Months later, she reached out, curious about his sudden absence. But by then, he had moved on, his silence having communicated a clear message. He was someone who valued himself too much to chase after uncertainty. This decision left him with a stronger sense of self and a clearer understanding of what he deserved in a relationship. So, what about you? Have you ever faced a situation where silence felt like the better option? Or perhaps there was a moment when you held your ground and let your actions speak louder than words. How did that experience shape you? If you're thinking about this now, share your thoughts. Has choosing self-respect over chasing changed the way you see yourself and your relationships? Drop a comment below with "I choose self-respect over chasing" if this resonates with you. Let's spark a conversation around this because your insights could inspire someone else to take the same path. Number 6. Strengthen your emotional resilience. Let's talk about something we've all faced at least once: getting ghosted. Think about how it makes you feel when someone suddenly stops replying. No explanation, no goodbye, just void where there once was connection. It stings, doesn't it? It leaves you wondering, was it something I said? Did I mess up somehow? This moment, as uncomfortable as it is the perfect opportunity to build something invaluable: emotional resilience. I know it feels like a slap in the face, but here's the truth. Life is full of moments that don't go as we planned. Maybe it's a relationship that falls apart, a job that slips through your fingers, or a friend who suddenly becomes distant. And yet, how we respond to these moments defines us far more than the moments themselves. This is where the Stoic mindset becomes your greatest ally. A key tenet of Stoicism is the idea that challenges aren't just roadblocks, they are the way forward. Marcus Aurelius famously said, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." Think about that. It means that every obstacle, every disappointment, including being ghosted, is an opportunity to grow stronger and wiser. The pain of ghosting can be a powerful teacher if you're willing to look past the hurt and focus on what you can gain from it. When someone ghosts you, it's like adding weight to your emotional workout. Just like lifting weights strengthens your muscles, facing emotional challenges builds your inner strength. Each experience like this gives you a chance to practice resilience, to learn how to bounce back, and not let setbacks keep you down. But how do you actually do that? Start by shifting your perspective. Instead of dwelling on questions like, "Why did this happen to me?" ask yourself, "What can I learn from this?" This simple shift in mindset can change everything. Maybe it's a lesson in patience, or maybe it's a reminder that your worth isn't tied to someone else's attention. Remember, the Stoic mindset is about focusing on what you can control: your thoughts, your reactions, and your attitude. The more you practice this, the less the unpredictable actions of others will be able to shake your inner peace. This is what separates high-value men from those who get stuck in the pain of rejection. Yes, it's not easy. Embracing the discomfort is tough, but that discomfort is where growth happens. As the Stoics believed, every adversity is a chance to develop a stronger, more resilient version of yourself. Think of it as a mental gym. Each disappointment, each unanswered message is like adding another set of weights to your routine. It may be heavy at first, but with time, you'll find yourself growing stronger, more capable, and more equipped to face life's ups and downs. And here's a question for you. When was the last time you used a painful experience to strengthen your emotional resilience? How did it help shape you into a better person? Imagine if, instead of letting this ghosting break you, you allowed it to motivate you to become even more focused on your own self-improvement. This is what winning with the Stoic mindset looks like. Using every challenge as a stepping stone, not a stumbling block. You're not just surviving these moments, you're thriving through them, becoming someone who isn't easily shaken by others' actions. So the next time someone ghosts you, remember that this isn't the end of your story. It's just another chapter in your journey of growth. Use it to become the best version of yourself, one who isn't swayed by the silence of others, but stands firm in their own strength and self-worth. You are not defined by whether someone texts back. You are defined by how you respond when they don't. Choose to let that experience be the spark that fuels your inner strength, that drives you to build resilience and unshakable confidence. With each setback you face head-on, you become stronger, more resilient, and more ready to handle whatever life throws at you with grace and power. Remember, you are on a journey with Stoicism, and every challenge is a chance to rise. If this message resonates with you, don't forget to like this video and share it with others who might need a reminder of the strength that comes from holding on to their dignity. Let's keep this conversation going and dive deeper into what it truly means to live by the principles of Stoicism. Number 7. Don't waste your time. Chasing. When she ghosted you, it might have felt like a punch to your pride, a jolt that sent you spiraling into questions, doubts, and the urge to find closure. But one of the most empowering things you can do is to stop wasting time and energy chasing after her or trying to decipher why she made that choice. The moment she decided to slip away from your life, the ball fell into your court. You have the power to make a different choice, one that prioritizes your self-respect and growth. This is the essence of Stoic life lessons, learning to control your reactions. Even when life seems unfair, what is Stoicism if not the art of mastering your inner world, regardless of external chaos? It's natural to crave answers. to seek closure, or even to hope that she'll reconsider. But the harsh truth is that obsessing over her decision only depletes your energy, leaving you feeling less like yourself. The more time you spend chasing someone who doesn't value your time, the more you lose sight of your own worth. As Marcus Aurelius said, the happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts. Why let thoughts of someone who left you fill your mind? Instead, shift your focus. Ask yourself, why should you waste your precious time on someone who didn't think you were worth a response? Do you really want to run after someone who failed to see your value? Consider this analogy. Pouring your energy into figuring her out is like trying to fill a leaky cup. No matter how much effort you put in, it's never going to be enough. It's a losing game. Rather than pouring yourself into something that's draining you, turn that energy inward. Embrace the core principle of Stoicism. Focus on what you can control, yourself. Use this as an opportunity to reclaim your time, your peace, and your power. Connect with those who genuinely value you, friends, family, people who remind you of your worth rather than make you question it. Rediscover passions and hobbies that bring joy into your life, whether it's hitting the gym, exploring new interests, or diving into a project you've always dreamed of starting. By focusing on your own growth, you shift the narrative. You go from being someone who chases to someone who attracts. The irony here is profound. When you stop looking for validation from others, you start to embody a self-assuredness that naturally draws the right people into your life. Every minute you spend chasing someone who ghosted you is a minute stolen from the time you could spend building a stronger, more fulfilled version of yourself. Time is a resource you'll never get back, so don't let it slip away chasing after someone who didn't appreciate your presence to begin with. Invest that energy in yourself. Instead of pursuing those who don't value you, focus on becoming the kind of person who doesn't need to pursue someone who commands respect by the way they carry themselves. This is the true essence of high-value men, grounded in Stoic life lessons. Remember, life is too short to waste it waiting for someone who disappeared without a word. As Epictetus taught, he who is not satisfied with a little is satisfied with nothing. Apply this wisdom. Be content with your own company, and you'll find that those who truly matter will come to you effortlessly. Choose yourself. Put your needs, your growth, and your well-being first. By doing so, you'll come to understand that the right people will never need to be chased. They'll be right there, meeting you halfway, recognizing your worth as you recognize theirs. So let go of what was never meant for you and watch your life transform. When you shift your focus from chasing to thriving, share your story or simply type, "I am growing," if you're committed to using every moment to improve yourself. Let's keep this conversation going. I can't wait to hear your insight. Number 8, a chance for better opportunities. Stoic happiness isn't just about suppressing emotions or acting indifferent. It's about finding peace in every circumstance, even the ones that hurt. When she ghosted you, it may have felt like a personal rejection, but Stoicism teaches us to embrace amor fati, the love of fate, which means accepting that everything happens for a reason, even when it's hard to see in the moment. Ghosting might feel like a harsh blow to your pride, but what if it's actually a gift in disguise? It could be life's way of showing you that she wasn't the right fit for you, or that she wasn't ready for the type of relationship you deserve. Instead of dwelling on someone who can't see your worth or isn't willing to invest in a meaningful connection, take a step back and recognize that her absence has opened up space in your life. Space for someone who truly values and respects you, someone who sees you as a priority, not an option. Ghosting forces you to confront reality, and while the truth might sting at first, it's liberating when you accept it. Think about it like this. Imagine standing in front of a closed door, waiting and waiting for it to open, hoping that the person behind it will finally walk through. But what you don't realize is that behind you, another door has already swung open, leading to far better opportunities. Ghosting, in this sense, is like that closed door. It's not shutting you out, it's directing you elsewhere. It pushes you toward a new chapter, encouraging you to explore possibilities you might have missed if you had stayed stuck. And honestly, if she had stayed, would it have been worth it? Would you really have found the kind of relationship where you feel secure, appreciated and understood? Or would you have constantly questioned her interest, doubted the strength of your connection, and felt anxious about your place in her life? Let's consider a real-life scenario many of us have faced. Imagine a friend who gets stuck in a toxic job, holding on because of the fear of what might happen if they leave. They're afraid of the uncertainty, the unknown. But when they're finally laid off or the job ends, it becomes the push they needed to find a new, much more fulfilling role. Ghosting is similar. It can be the push you didn't know you needed, freeing you from a relationship that wasn't going to serve you in the long run. It might be the universe's way of telling you this is it. There's something better. Waiting and yes, feeling rejected is normal. You're human after all, and no one likes being left without an explanation. But Stoicism teaches us that setbacks are part of a bigger plan, a plan that, when trusted, leads to personal growth and better connections. By letting go of someone who's not meant for you, you open up space for someone who truly is. Instead of focusing on what's lost, think about what you're making room for. What qualities would you like in your next relationship? How can you use this experience to become a stronger, more self-assured version of yourself? Ask yourself, if you don't chase those who ghost you but instead focus on your own growth, what new doors might open for you? Remember, you're in control of how you respond to life's challenges. The next time someone disappears from your life without a word, resist the urge to chase them. Don't linger at that closed door hoping for it to reopen. Turn around and look for the open one. Trust that the universe, or whatever you believe in, has a way of guiding you toward what's right. Number 9. Why it's not about you. Ever been caught off guard by silence when everything seemed to be going great? You've been texting back and forth, sharing laughs, maybe even gone on a few dates, and suddenly nothing. No explanation, no goodbye, just radio silence. This, my friend, is what's known as ghosting. And if you've experienced it, you're not alone. It's a frustrating and confusing experience that can leave you questioning your own worth. You might find yourself replaying every conversation, wondering, did I say something wrong? Was it that last message? But here's the truth you need to embrace. It's not about you. Ghosting says more about her character than it does about your value. In most cases, ghosting happens because she's avoiding an uncomfortable conversation or lacks the maturity to handle things openly. It's not about you or your worth. It's about her unwillingness to communicate honestly. This is where adopting a Stoic mindset becomes crucial, as you learn to detach your sense of self-worth from someone else's behavior. Now, imagine you're investing time and energy into a new relationship or friendship, genuinely trying to build something meaningful, and then, out of nowhere, she vanishes. It's painful, right? You're left wondering whether you should reach out or simply move on. But consider this. Ghosting is a clear signal of someone's emotional readiness, or lack thereof. If she can't even extend the courtesy of a simple, "I need space," or "I'm not interested," then she's showing you that she's not prepared for a mature, healthy relationship. As high-value men aiming to maintain clarity and self-respect, it's important to recognize this as an opportunity rather than a setback. Instead of dwelling on the unanswered questions, take a moment to shift your focus inward. Why let her actions disrupt your peace? Why invest energy into someone who can't offer the same in return? Marcus Aurelius, a revered Stoic, once said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." So instead of obsessing over why she ghosted, focus on your own growth. A win Stoic mindset means recognizing that her actions don't diminish your value or worth. It's about valuing your time and energy and knowing you deserve someone who respects you enough to communicate directly, even when it's difficult. Think of ghosting like a sudden exit sign flashing in the middle of a building. Yes, it's abrupt, and it leaves you uncertain for a moment, but it's also a clear indication that this path wasn't meant for you. It's a detour, not a dead end. Why try to reopen a door that has clearly been closed? Why not see it as a chance to find a relationship that won't leave you second-guessing your every word? By accepting this, you free yourself from the cycle of self-doubt and open yourself up to connections with people who value transparency. So, if you find yourself ghosted, don't take it personally. It's not a reflection of your worth, but rather an indication of her emotional state. Take this as an opportunity to reclaim your power and protect your peace. Remember, a true Stoic mindset. It's not about controlling others, but about mastering your response to what they do. Ask yourself, what kind of relationship do I really want? Do I want to be with someone who disappears when things get real, or do I deserve someone who can face tough conversations with grace? By focusing on what you can control, your reactions, your self-worth, you put yourself in a position of strength. You become the one who decides what you tolerate and what you walk away from. Ghosting may sting, but it's also a chance to realign your path, a reminder to pursue only those who match your level of maturity and honesty. In this video, we delved into the Stoic way of handling rejection by maintaining dignity, focusing on personal growth, and recognizing that our value does not hinge on someone else's acknowledgement. We explored strategies to protect your peace of mind and reinforce your emotional resilience, turning a moment of confusion into a stepping stone toward greater personal strength. Remember, each episode like this is designed not just to inform, but also to transform your approach to challenging situations. If this video resonated with you, please show your support by hitting the like button. Don't forget to comment below with your own experiences or insights on ghosting. Sharing your story could help others feel less alone. And if you're hungry for more empowering content, check out the recommended videos on your screen right now to continue enhancing your resilience and self-worth. Subscribe to Win Stoic and hit the bell icon to stay updated with our latest videos. Thank you for watching, and remember, in the face of ghosting or any other personal setback, you have the power to reclaim your peace and forge ahead with dignity and strength.